Hi all, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 14 of Award Season Reviews, Season 3. 97 reviews in 97 days covering all the films contending for award recognition in early 2025. Now, before I get into things, you probably just said, wait, hold on, Mike, that doesn't sound like you, and you would be correct. Unfortunately, I have bronchitis and no voice, but I didn't want to leave you without these reviews, and hopefully we will only be doing these for a couple of days. And hey, technology is fun. So you get to see me animatedly act out my script as good as possible. I tried to choose a voice that was as enthusiastic as mine given it is artificial intelligence. So, back to it, for these reviews, all information is current within 7 days of the recording. I will be giving you the critical response, the box office information, insight into its awards run so far, my predictions on nominations and wins based on the point within the year, and as always, these are spoiler-free. Also, make sure you check out my website cinephilemike.com, where you can find the ever-important, beloved, informative Where Can I Watch It Spreadsheet 2024 edition, where you can track all the nominations and wins for the films as well as see how to watch them. So we are at the end of Gotham Week. This has been a big awards week with the Gotham Awards, the National Board of Review winners, the New York Film Critics Circle winners, the International Documentary Award winners, the Independent Spirit Award nominees. The Golden Globe nominations were announced today, but this week, all 7 films this week are all nominated for one or more Gotham Awards, which recognize the independent film community, and we will see where else they have already popped up this season and see where else they go. Of last year's 7 winners at the Gotham Awards, almost all made it to Oscar nods or wins by the end of the season, so there's a predictor. Today, I am discussing the 7th Art Pictures Black Dog, co-written by Rui Zhe and the film's director Guan. The film had a brief domestic release this fall, but no box office numbers were reported, so the international box office makes up the current worldwide total, which is currently at $61,769. As a result of this, on Rotten Tomatoes, the film shows only a critical score, and a high one, of 97% based on 31 reviews. There is no audience score yet. At the Gotham Awards, the film was nominated for Best Director, and it was also nominated for Best International Film at the Independent Spirit Awards. Also worth noting, it won the Uncertain Regard Prize at the Cannes Film Festival, beating other Oscar contenders such as Flo, Santosh and On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, which have popped up at several other awards festivals so far. So, what is the film about? In 2008, as China prepares to host the Olympics, we see Lang, played by Eddie Peng, a man who has returned from prison having been incarcerated for 10 years. As he returns home, what he once knew is gone. In his town outside of the Gobi Desert, many buildings are being demolished as part of the plan to reinvigorate the city as they prepare for the Olympics. Lang's town has become overrun with animals that they are trying to round up. Amongst them is a very skinny, black dog, played by Shin the dog, that has been identified as a potentially rabid animal as one of the dog's victims claimed he was. As a means to rid the town of this animal, a bounty is offered, and Lang, whose father is ill due to alcoholism and his sister is elsewhere raising her family, he decides to take a stab at the bounty. However, this will not be without risk as he ends up cornering said dog, and being bitten. He shakes this off, and continues serving as a member of the stray wrangling team, and eventually, our black dog will be caught. Lang is then sent to transport him, but, through a series of events, Lang develops a rapport with him, although much of this comes as a result of him needing to be quarantined due to the bites he has received. He slowly develops a relationship with the dog, but this is only one minor positive as he is dealing with constant attacks by the local snake farmer, named Butcher Hu, played by Jia Zhongke, who wants vengeance for the death of his nephew, the crime for which Lang was incarcerated. Lang will also encounter a traveling circus where he will meet a performer named Grape, played by Tong Lia, who shows Lang that there may be more to his life than he has become resigned to in the small town. Guan has crafted a story that is much more than a story of man and man's best friend. If anything, this is hate at first sight, and he lets the relationship develop naturally through a varied series of circumstances that while you see where this will go, you are happy to go along with the ride. Setting it in an almost dystopian countryside does a fine job to underscore the themes of despair that are felt by many, but they are shot with precision and gorgeous imagery by cinematographer Wei Jiagao. Filling the screen with lots of sweeping wide shots, even during intimate moments, adds to the vastness of the lives these characters are in. Also, there is a lot of credit to be given to the animal wrangling team, While I didn't reference as much in the summary, Lang's father runs a struggling zoo, and there are several other sequences with the various dogs running around the town that it almost seems as if these animals were CGI'd, but they are not. The film doesn't so much follow a full narrative arc, but we are given a glimpse into the lives of these Chinese residents as they prepare to fix things in their country. Peng is a standout and carries the film on his soldiers with a minimal dialogue performance. He speaks, but only when absolutely necessary. Given that he shares much of the time with the dog, this is understood. This is another in the line of man's best friend films that come out every year. However, the subtlety of this one makes it an engaging watch as opposed to ratcheting up the drama for drama's sake. So, where could this film go as we continue the award season? Well, aside from the nods it has already received and maybe a few more smaller international film awards for the Critics' Choice, the main one, the Oscar, is not a possibility. This year, China chose a different film to be the Oscar entry, the documentary The Sinking of the Lisbon Maru, but due to strict guidelines, the film was not accepted and China has been disqualified this year as the deadline for a resubmission passed. So, that is where the Oscar race ends, but we could see what happens at the ISAs. All in all, dog lovers will enjoy this film of accepting one's past and trying to move on, to say nothing of the spectacular visuals of sweeping landscape against the abandoned city. For me, Black Dog is a solid 4-star film. Now, if you are wondering how I was able to see this one, I was fortunate to see its UK premiere when I was in Edinburgh, and I am happy to see it is making some headway this season. Now if you would like to see Black Dog, you have to wait because while there was a few screenings last month, it is already out of theaters and there is no streaming information yet. However, this is one to keep an eye out for. So there we have it, 14 down, 83 to go. As always, if you like what you heard here today, please click that subscribe button, like the video and spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Hopefully tomorrow we will return to my normal voice, but until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.